then I guess we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized with what is life's final common denominator. That's something we call death. We all think about it, and every now and then I think about my own death, and I think about my own funeral, and I don't think of it in a morbid sense. Every now and then I ask myself, what is it that I would want said? And I leave the word to you this morning. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. Every now and then I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That's not important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. I'd like somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. I'd like somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to say on that day that I tried to be right on the wall question. Yes, I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to feed those who were hungry. I want you to say on that day that I did try to clothe those who were naked. I want you to be able to say on that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. I want you to say that I tried to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for peace. I was a drum major for truth. I was a drum major for righteousness. And all of the other shallow things will not matter. I won't have any money to leave behind. I won't have the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind. But I just want to leave a committed life behind. That's all I want to say. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I could cheer somebody with a word, a song, if I could show somebody he's traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. Yes, Jesus, if I could do my duty as a Christian on it, if I could bring salvation to a world once wrought, if I could spread the message as the Master taught, then my living will not be in vain. Yes, Jesus, I want to be on your right or your left side. Not in times of some political kingdom or ambition. I just want to be there in love and in justice and in truth and in commitment to others so that we can make of this old world a new world. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners, will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood? I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of oppression, sweltering with the heat of injustice, will be transformed into a beautiful oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their characters. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama with its vicious racists, right there in Alabama with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, right there in Alabama, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Hills and mountains will be made low. The rough places will be made smooth. The crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. And when we allow freedom to ring, when we let freedom ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, by God Almighty, we're free at last.